Effective July 1st, 2014, there will also be changes to the Iredell County Personnel Ordinance Article 8, Grievance and Complaint Procedure. We will take advantage of this time by not only advising you of the changes, but to also provide you a brief overview of the policy. As we move through this section of the ordinance, please note that those employed by the Sheriff's Office and Register of Deeds are exempt from this policy. Probationary period employees nor temporary employees are allowed to file a grievance except for workplace harassment, discrimination, or alleged safety or health hazards. The purpose of this policy is to give employees an adequate and fair means of hearing matters of concern. If the employee does not receive a timely response from management as outlined in the steps, the employee may proceed to the next level. If an employee does not file a grievance within the time frame as outlined in this policy, the grievance may be dismissed. What is a grievance? A grievance is defined as any matter of concern arising from the working conditions of an employee. Employees may file grievances for matters related to any categories that you see listed on this slide. Please note there are limited items which may be grieved, so take a moment and review this slide carefully. These are items that may not be grieved by an employee. Please take a moment and review this slide carefully. The steps for filing a grievance must be adhered to. There are time limitations to filing a grievance, so it is imperative that if you file a grievance, you follow the time frames as outlined in the policy. This slide represents step 1 of the procedures for filing a grievance. An employee may file a grievance to the immediate supervisor orally or in writing, but it must be filed within 15 calendar days of the date of the event. Next, the supervisor must provide their final decision to the employee within 5 working days of receipt of the grievance. Should you have a workplace harassment grievance, those should be filed directly with your department head or the Human Resources Director. Any grievances filed related to dismissal should be filed directly with the county manager within 5 days after the final decision from your supervisor. Step 2 allows an employee to file a grievance with the department head and the Human Resources Director within 5 working days of receiving the supervisor's response, if they are not completely satisfied with the final decision of the supervisor. The department head, in consultation with the Human Resources Director, will have 10 working days from receiving the grievance to make a final determination. Step 3 allows an employee to file a grievance to the county manager within 5 working days of receipt of the department head's final decision. The Personnel Advisory Committee is composed of 5 people designated by the Board of Commissioners. All members must be qualified voters of Iredell County and serve a 3-year staggered term for no more than 2 consecutive years. The hearing must be conducted within 30 days from the date the hearing is requested, and the advisory committee will submit the recommendation to the county manager and the employee within 15 days of the hearing. The county manager may request a hearing from the Personnel Advisory Committee at any time for any reason during the grievance process. An employee may request a hearing from the committee for a few select issues. Please take a moment and review this list on the slide that you are now viewing. The Personnel Advisory Committee will conduct a hearing within 30 days from the date the hearing has been requested, and will provide a recommendation to the county manager and the employee within 15 calendar days of the hearing. The advisory committee provides a recommendation only, therefore the county manager has the final decision. Social services and public health employees are subject to the State Personnel Act. For grievances that do not allege discrimination, those employees must follow the county grievance procedure. The county manager will make a recommendation to the department director. The department director has the final decision regarding the action that has been taken against the employee. If the employee is not satisfied with the final outcome after the county grievance process has been exhausted, the employee then may file an appeal with the Office of Administrative Hearings, but the appeal must be filed within 30 calendar days of receipt of the final decision. Social services or public health employees who allege unlawful workplace harassment must submit the grievance in writing to the department director within 30 calendar days of the action. The director must render a decision within 60 days. Any appeals to workplace harassment grievances must be filed with the Office of Administrative Hearings. For workplace harassment grievances, an employee may opt to file the grievance directly with the Office of Administrative Hearings, but it must be filed within 30 days of the incident. Any grievances not filed in a timely manner will be dismissed. All documentation, records, and reports will be retained for a minimum of 2 years and shall be held by the Human Resources Director. Records are subject to be reviewed by the grievant, the employee's department head, and the county manager. This concludes the overview of Article 8, Grievance and Complaint Procedures of the Iredell County Personnel Ordinance. Please note this presentation is not all-inclusive. It is your responsibility to review the details of this policy. You may find this policy on Employee Self-Service or contact your department head for clarifications. Thank you.